Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're cooking shrimp.
No. Hi guys, and welcome back to my kitchen. If you are new here, my name is Kaylee, and today in my kitchen we're going to be making Ryan's world famous chili ginger garlic shrimp. Well, really just the two of us have tried it so far, but after this video it is going to be world famous. I really wanted to share this recipe with you. We've been making it a ton at home. It's easy, it's super flavorful, it's pretty healthy, and it's so quick. We're gonna go through all of the ingredients as per usual. Since it is something that we just make at home, there's no super set recipe with strict measurements to follow. I'll put some rough estimates of all of the measurements for the things that we're using today just in the description box down below. But as always, we're cooking with feeling, so have a little fun with it. You can switch some things up. We'll talk about some substitutions that you can make. If there's something you want to take out or maybe add to the recipe, be my guest. If you do feel inspired by this video and decide to switch up the flavors, comment down below what flavor profile you went for. What did you use? What was your sauce? What were your aromatics? I'm really curious to learn from you and for you to also learn from us. So let's run through the ingredients super quick and then we'll get started on dinner. Of course, for our shrimp dish, we are going to be using shrimp. Today we opted for the big boy, so we're going for a larger variety of shrimp. I recommend that one over a smaller shrimp just because the smaller ones are easier to overcook, and this one, because it's so large, it's got more surface area, so it absorbs all the flavors a little bit more. You can choose to use fresh or frozen shrimp. These are actually frozen shrimp that we had thawed overnight. Just make sure that they're peeled and deveined. Those little veins, you always gotta check them. Even if the bag says deveined, just be careful. Now taking a look at the aromatics, we've got lots of fresh cilantro, ginger, garlic, chilies, and some spring onion. We've got some regular black peppercorn as well as some white pepper. To add a little bit of that saltiness, we've got some soy sauce, and to build our sauce, we've got sesame oil. Today we're gonna be making a hot sesame oil using our fresh aromatics and pouring the hot sesame oil on top. It's gonna sizzle and be so fragrant. I can't wait to show you what it's all about. To add a little bit of acidity to the dish, we're adding some vinegar as well. I've got two options, so you can kind of decide which you'd rather prefer to use. I have rice vinegar here, which is generally a little bit easier to find just in your local grocery store. Or I've also got some black Chinese vinegar. Again, you can choose one of the two options, whichever becomes most available to you. To cook our shrimp today, we're actually going to be boiling it. It's a super quick method. It's easy to get the water boiling while everything else is prepping. So in the back, I've got my large pot of water. I'm going to lightly season the water with salt. We don't want to put too much salt in the water because we are going to be adding soy sauce into our sauce. So we don't want to overpower that or make it far too salty. Once it comes to a boil, I'm going to drop the shrimp. But while that's boiling, it's time to get everything ready. That's why it's so quick, because while you're waiting on one thing, you get everything else prepped and ready to go. We've got the water coming to a boil in the back. If you can hear any background noise, that's what's going on back there, just waiting for it to break a boil. So now let's get all of the prep ready to go. I've got 3 cloves of garlic. We're going to very carefully crush and then mince up our garlic, just so we don't have any huge pieces. Two bird's-eye chilies. We gotta always add a little bit of heat in there. And then we're gonna add in a little bit of green onion. Today I'm thinking that for our sauce, because the idea with the hot sesame oil is to have all the aromatics prepped, and then we're gonna pour the hot sesame oil over top. I only wanna include the white parts of the green onion. I'll just use the green parts as garnish at the end. I've got a thumb of ginger. We're gonna peel it and grate it. So it should be roughly between 1 to 2 teaspoons of ginger. A nice handful of cilantro. We're going to give that a rough chop. It doesn't have to be super fine. We want to add in that texture and just bring out the flavor. Now comes the fun part. We're making a hot oil, which is going to be the base of our sauce. So in my little saucepan here, I'm going to crank that up. Put in about a 1/4 cup of sesame oil. We don't want too much. We just need enough so it'll cover all of our aromatics. And we're gonna bring this up to a high heat. I've got my burner right now at about a medium high heat. And we wanna bring this up until it starts to shimmer. That's how we know that it's hot enough and it's ready to go. Once we're at that point, we're gonna take that hot oil and pour it right into our bowl with all our aromatics. You're gonna hear the most amazing sizzle, and that's gonna bring out all of the flavor and fragrance in here. And I can hear that water is almost at a boil, so it's perfect timing. So when you're pouring that hot oil in there, it can be a little bit intimidating. Just do your best to carefully drizzle it on everything. If that doesn't go according to plan, once the hot oil is in there, give it a quick little mix, just so it will incorporate all of the aromatics in there. It'll heat them all up, so they're not completely cooked, but at least they're a little bit more fragrant. Oh my God, it smells amazing. They're gonna be a bit crispy. You gotta come in here. The water is boiling, so it's time to put in our shrimp. We're only going to cook these for about 2 to 3 minutes. You don't want to overcook your shrimp. I know a lot of people are guilty of that. Just keep an eye on it. As soon as, if you notice it starts to curl up, it's starting to overcook. So take it out as soon as you start to notice that. Shrimp is in, it's time to finish off our sauce. So we've got our beautiful fragrant aromatics and our hot sesame oil. We're gonna add in about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. We're also going to add in about 2 tablespoons of our black vinegar, some fresh ground pepper, and about half a teaspoon of white pepper. I mean, that looks good, but just you wait. You ready for this? The time is finally here. I cannot lie to you. The cameraman has already had a bite and he said it was 2 chef's kiss. So it is time to try this out. Oh wow, look at all that fresh cilantro. That's got some good heat. The 2 bird's eye chilies that we used today were quite potent. If you're not super into heat, you can cut down to just 1 chili. If you don't want it at all, just eliminate it. The garlic, the ginger, the scallions, and the cilantro add so much flavor. You're not going to miss it if you're not a big heat lover. Now, if you happen to really like heat and you want to bump it up 1 more notch, sometimes what we do, we'll grind up some Sichuan peppercorns and also put that in here. It's totally whatever you're feeling on that particular day. This is incredible. The sauce that covers the shrimp is delicious, and it's even more delicious when you add a plate or a side of white rice. So I'm gonna finish up our rest of the dinner. Maybe I'll show you what everything looks like when it's finished, but don't waste that sauce. Thank you so much for joining me in my kitchen today. I hope that we gave you some inspiration on how you can jazz up your shrimp. Honestly, this is hands down the best shrimp I've ever had. It's so simple, but it's so flavorful. And that really just takes this dish to the next level. If you recreate this or feel inspired, don't forget to tag me on social media so I can see your creation. If you have any ideas of what you'd like to see me make next in the kitchen, don't forget to comment those down below as well. As always, remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss a single upload, and I will see you guys next week back here in my kitchen. Bye guys.